Welcome everyone that's joining. We'll just give it another minute there to make sure everyone gets in. Right, I think I'm going to start away there. Can you see my screen there, Chris?
Yep, it's going up there now.
Perfect. Hello everyone and welcome to our first webinar of the year. So this one is going to be on calf registration and lambing records. So we hope not to keep you too long tonight. Hopefully we'll get it done in 30 minutes if we're very, very good. I know you're all very busy. So just to introduce our panelists here tonight. So my name is Katie Shanahan and I'm Content Marketing Executive here at Herdwatch. I'm joined by Chris Good, who is Tech Support Lead, and also Darrow O'Brien is our Customer Support Rep this evening. So if you have, before we get into it, if you have any questions you want to ask, you can see the Q&A box on the bottom of the screen. Just click in that, pop in your question, and Dara will be there in the background to try and get back to everyone's question this evening. If, however, it's something really specific that needs a little bit of investigation, we'll take them tonight and the team will have a look at them tomorrow and get back to all of you individually. But if you have any question, do pop it in straight away, and Dara will try sort you out tonight. So what we're going to be doing this evening, obviously calf registration is the number one. We're going to briefly talk about how to sync up your herd. Some of you might be recently new to the Herdwatch, so you're very welcome. So we're going to show you how to sync up your herd. Then we're going to get into calf registration, how to do it, where you can do it, and all the tools associated with that. We're also going to look at bulk calf registration, so doing a few in the one go. We're going to look at how it fits into your breeding cycle. Chris will show you the calving book, and then we're going to go through just some general calf reg queries. And again, if you have any questions, we'll be answering them after our demo. Lambing, then we're going to look at how to create your lambing records and then managing the breeding as well. So then, like I said, at the very end, we'll try to get a few questions answered live as well during the webinar, but do pop them in and we'll try to get them all answered tonight. So just to give you a little story of Herdwatch, so we're 11 years old now. So we launched in 2014. We have over 20,000 members in Ireland, the UK, and abroad. And so we have 2.3 million cattle in the app, 2.9 million calf registrations, over 1.7 million sheep, and over 750,000 acres mapped on the pasture side of the app. Excuse me. So why should you register your calves with Herdwatch? So basically cutting down the paperwork. So all your calves can be registered within the app in the one spot as soon as they're born. The department automatically sends the registration cert straight out to you. So you don't have to do it in, whatever you might have done before you joined Herdwatch. It just cuts down all that paperwork. It gets the job done fast. So the app will tell you the highest tag number used to date. And if the tag has a barcode, you can use the Herdwatch app to scan the tag number straight into the app. So that also makes it a lot easier for you using the camera on your phone to hold it up in front of the tag, scan the barcode, and the number goes in automatically. Make better decisions. So registering your calves in Herdwatch will help you manage your breeding cycle with automatic reminders to watch out for heats, enter services scans, or track progeny. Eliminate farm paperwork. Herdwatch is fully compliant with all quality and farm assurance schemes across the UK and Ireland. So once you keep your records in Herdwatch, there's no need to write them into any book. So like I said, the whole point of Herdwatch is cutting down the amount of websites and apps that you need to have and just doing it all on the one software. And then finally, keeping your farm records safe forever. So Herdwatch will save all your data to the cloud, so it'll be there forever. So now moving on, I'm going to let Chris take over. If you want, you can pull out your phones, or if you have a second laptop and you want to pull up your herd, He's going to go through everything got to do with calf registrations and, you know, touch on breeding a little bit as well. But as if you have questions, you can, you know, you can be asking them throughout. Don't wait until the end, because Dara, like I said, is there to answer them all. So, Chris, I'm going to stop sharing there now.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'll let you take over for the demo.
Perfect.
And guys, this is being recorded and a copy of it will be sent out via email to all your Herdwatch, whatever emails associated to your Herdwatch account. So don't worry if you want to watch back at a later date, there will be a recording available there for you. So I'll let you take away there now, Chris.
Okay, so can you see this, or can you see the screen there at the moment there, Katie?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. And so apologies, the laptop is acting up. So this evening I'm going to cover off the main areas around calf registration and the lambing task as well. So initially, I suppose to get yourself going in Herdwatch, the first job is to get your animals into the app. So with that, for UK, Northern Ireland, and Scotland, we connect with all the ministries. So with NIFES, Scott EID, and with BCMS. So to connect your BCMS with Herdwatch, we need your CTS user ID and password. For Scotty ID, it's just your username and password for Scotty ID, and then for NIFES, it's your government gateway and password. And once we have those details on the system here, it integrates your herd with the ministry and Herdwatch. So the herd is live then, so registrations and movements can be processed through the app. So then that makes your calf registration process very easy. So as you can see here, this is a demo herd that I'm using this evening. So it's actually a Scottish demo herd. So 351 animals are currently in this herd. And from here, I have my herd list at the bottom where I can click into any of my animals' profiles. So when it comes to calf registration and you have a calf on the ground and you're looking to register the animal, you can just press the calf registration button here in the bottom left-hand corner, or you can select the plus sign and select calf. So when I select calf registration, it gives me my options here of male or female, or if I want to look at registered calves that I've saved and I haven't sent yet to the ministry. But I'll come back to that in a few moments. So for the purpose of the demo here, I'll select a female calf, and it brings me through to the details list. So any of the fields here that are currently or that are in orange or highlighted in orange, these are required fields in order to complete the task. So your gender is your first option that you're going to select, and then you come on to your tag number. So when it comes to your tag number in Northern Ireland and in Scotland, we have an option that you can view the tag numbers that are available for your herd. So by pressing select next tag, it gives you a full pre-populated list of what tags are available for your herd. The other option that you have is you can manually type in the tag number here, or else you can use our scan function. So if you're using a tablet or a mobile phone, you can press scan, and that'll scan the barcode on the tag, and that'll populate the tag number here into this field. Now, once you scan, say, your first tag, your identifier, say, for your herd will save here in this tag field. So you'll just have to enter the last few digits. But for the purpose of the demo, I'm going to select an animal's tag from the list here. So if you're using EID on your farm, you have a separate EID tag number for your animal. You can also populate your EID tag number here. So your date of birth is a required field. So you can select your date of birth. So let's say this calf was born last Friday. You can upload an image of the animal here. And then you come on to your dam and sire selection. So when you press the dam selection here, it'll give you a full list of any of the dams that are currently in your herd that are due to calf. And if you scroll down further, it'll give you dams that are in your herd but don't have any breeding records against them. So you can see here that we have 32 days away, or it has a due to calve date for this cow. So I'm going to select a cow here from the list. And because that cow has previous breeding records on our system, it'll automatically populate her most recent serve into the registration. Now, in the event that it was a different bull that's the sire to this calf, you can easily go in and press on AI stock bull here, and you can select the bull from the list. So this gives you your active AI sires, your moved out list, your legacy AI sires, and any males that are in herd. So I'll cover that in a few minutes, actually, I suppose, just in regards to the sires. But it populates here with your sire breed as well. So when you scroll down further, In the event that it's a stillborn or the calf has died, you can fill in the field here, and that can be sent as well to the ministry. If it's a genetic or if it's an embryo transfer calf, you can put in the genetic dam here. And you have other options as well in regards to birth holding, birth sublocation, main holdings. These are all optional fields. So any of these options here you can fill in. So when you're happy enough with the details that you fill in on the calf, you can press save. And it'll prompt you as to whether you want to register the calf now or if you want to save the calf and register it later. So I'm going to say not now. And it'll prompt me, do I want to create another calf? And I can go ahead and create another calf if I want. But I say for the demo, I can say, no, I'm okay, I'm finished. And it gives me the profile for this animal. So here I can just check or take an overview of the animal's profile and see, make sure my dam's correct, the sire's correct, the date of birth's correct, sire breed. And then you can go through and you can register the calf now. So every user on Herdwatch has a 6-digit PIN. So once you prompt this button to register the calf now, we'll communicate with the ministry, but it'll prompt you to put in your 6-digit PIN. And once you put in your 6-digit PIN, the registration will be sent through then to the ministry and be processed. Now, with calf registration, if you're creating multiple calves through the system and you want to send them off in one batch, your option then to batch register is a very handy feature. So when you press calf registration here, you'll see it has an option for register save calves. So when I press that list, it gives me any of the animals that I have yet to be registered, that I've created. So you can press the batch registration option, and then you can select the animals from the list, press send, it'll prompt you for your Herdwatch PIN, and that'll go through to your ministry and your calf will be registered. So that's the batch calf registration feature, which is very handy if you're dealing in large volumes of calves, or you're sitting down to just register a batch and you want to get it done in one go. So that's your batch calf registration feature. So with the registrations that I touched on there in regards to the breeding, so when you use the breeding section in Herdwatch, it can make your calf registration process very easy because your dam has sire information, or your calf, when you select the dam for the calf, the sire information will also follow into the registration. So as you can see here in the breeding section of Herdwatch, when a serve is recorded against the cow, that record stays against its profile. And in the event that a cow gets multiple serves, the most recent serve will come down as a sire. Now, in the event that the calf belongs to the second serve, you can adjust that on the registration. But another very handy feature here in your breeding section is when you're recording your breeding records, whether it's your heat detections, your serves, your scan results, it gives you a due to calve list. So you can easily go in and you can see what animals are currently due to calve on your farm. And as according to your registering your calves, you have a calf list here. And that'll give you all the animals that have calved down. So that's your breeding section. So it's very handy if you are recording your scan results, you're recording your serves through Herdwatch, because it makes that registration process very easy, that you're not having to go back through books to try and find out what the sire of certain animals, that you have the information in one spot. I suppose another very handy new feature for users on the complete plan is our new calving book. So under the management tile here, you'll see here the calving book. So based on your calving season, so it'll give you all the stats in regards to how your calving's going. So the number of cows calved, what's currently due, what's left to register, the males or females, or the total amount of animals, with other stats here as well on weights and information if you're inputting into the app. So for argument's sake, if you clicked into this list here, say on females, it gives you all the information on the calves that you have registered. But if you scroll across through the calving book, if you've received the passport, you can select passport received, and you have other options that say if you are doing say when you're disbudding the animal, or you're weaning the calf, or you're castrating the calf, you have options here as well. You have the checklist that you can take off for this calf. So it's a very handy feature for users there on the complete plan. And if it is of interest to any of your users on the essentials plan, certainly do reach out to us and we can certainly look after you in trying out the feature. We have different offers available there on upgrading to the complete package. So that's the calving book. Katie, will I go on to the lambing element, or do you want me to cover a few questions here on the calving side first, or?
Sure, we'll finish the demo and then there is a lot of questions coming in already. So I'll let you finish the demo first while I kind of gather a few of the popular questions, and then we'll get straight into the Q&A.
Correct, no problem. So look, I suppose I'll swap over here to our sheep section. So if you press the app section here in the bottom of the app, you can switch over to this to sheep by Herdwatch. So similar process as creating a calf registration. You're creating your lambing record in Herdwatch or in sheep by Herdwatch. So you can just go plus sign lambing record, and here it gives you a full selection list of your ewes. So you can connect your EID reader at this point, and you can select your ewe with the EID reader, or you can just select the ewe from the list. So when you have your ewe selected, it brings you straight through to the task. So here, very same as your calf registration, it's your field that's in the orange with the orange title are your required fields for the task, and the rest of them are optional. So you put in your date of birth for your lamb. So we'll say last Friday as well. And you can select a number of lambs. So if we select 3 for the demo actually, and then it asks, do you want to add lambs details? So you can go with a generic task, or you can put in more details. So we'll actually add in details for this. So we'll go yes. So you can select your sire. So the sire is in herd. Select the sire from the list. There's an embryo transfer. If there was any lambing difficulties, when you select the option here, it gives you a few different drop-down options. The mother nobility, the milkiness, you have all these options. Now, in the event that you want to add this ewe to your cull list, you can press this little flag in here, and then it'll add the ewe to your cull list afterwards. So when you press next, it brings you through to your lamb's details. So here you select the gender, birth status. You can put in your tag number, or else you have the llama number. So these are default llama numbers by Herdwatch, but you can adjust them to llama numbers and that suit your farm as well. You have your date of birth that's come across, your sire, your basic information, input or an image here if you want, the weight, and then the rearing. So normal rearing for this calf. That's next. Second calf, say it's a male. Further details I can fill in as well. Press next. When you get to your third lamb, it gives you the options. I'm just going to select female for this calf or for this lamb. So you have your details you fill in here, and then you can just change the option, say if it was fostered. So if you're fostering that lamb, you can put in the foster ewe here as well for the task. So that's how you create the lambing task when you're happy enough. Just create a foster lamb or foster ewe. You can press save and ask you if you want to create another record. You can say no, I'm finished, and that's your lambing record created. And how your lambing record fit or say can be made easier with your breeding records on the sheep side is much the same as on the cattle side. So on your home screen under breeding, you have the option of putting in your mating records and your scan results. So with your mating records, you can do it as a generic group. So if we go plus mating records, you can link it direct to the ewes, or you can go with a general note. So if you link it direct to the ewes in the app, that record goes against their profile. So when you select that ewe as a part of the lambing record, the sire will come in, or the ram that's used will come in as a part of that task. And then as well with the scan results, back scan results, you press plus, pregnancy scan has the option here. You can fill in add details of pregnancy info, yes or no, and you can fill in the details and select it against CO. Is there any questions coming in there on the sheep side? I suppose first, Katie, or
One of them was just how do I edit a lambing record? I
okay.
made a mistake.
So if you have a lambing record, clients, going. So your lamb list here. So say if you're in the ewes profile. Sorry, so find this ewes profile, I can see there's a lambing record here, lambing task. Any of the tasks, if you see the 3 dots in the top right hand corner, when you press them 3 dots, it'll give you the editing option. When you have the edit option, you can go back in and edit the task or edit any of the details that you need to edit on that task. So if you want to edit the sire, edit any of the details that you put in, just press the 3 dots and edit, change the details, press next. It'll bring you obviously back into your lambs itself. If there's any details that have to be changed, press next if there's not. And once you press save, that's the record adjusted. But the 3 dots in the top right hand corner of any task, when you press them, it should give you the edit option.
Perfect. There is a lot of questions coming in on the cattle side, so we might switch you back over there. And there's also questions coming in there now on sheep, but I'll get back to those. But just to start off, if someone wants to sync up their herd, they're probably someone who has bought it recently. So just what do they go do? How do they sync up their herd to make sure get all their cattle down into the app?
So initially, if you get your CTS, if it's for UK, it's BCMS details, so your CTS user ID and password. For Scott EID, it's your username and password for Scott EID, and then your NIFIS is your government gateway ID and password. And if you reach out to the team, we're able to do it on the system itself, and we can get the herd synced through the system for you. So if you want to reach out to the team, you can press the help center here, go into the message center, send us a message, and one of the guys can get in contact with you, and we can get the herd synced for you then.
Brilliant. One of the most common question that seems to be coming in, it's kind of a two-part question. So the first one is someone who is registering calves this year, how do they find the bull who is obviously in the herd last year but mightn't be there this year? They can't find him to register the calf. So you might just
Okay.
show them there.
So if you go into My Herd, and if you go into the Smart List option, you'll have a Smart List that's called Moved Out. So in your Moved Out list, if there's a sire there that's moved out of herd since, if you click into their profile, that's a bad example, not animal, so 2 seconds now. Go to this animal here, so Hereford male. So if you click into the animal's profile and press the 3 dots and select edit, there's an option that you can set the animal as a stock bull. So you'll see here, is this animal a stock bull? Once you press that token and save it, that animal will go into your sires list that you're able to select them for the registration.
Okay, so you'd suggest everyone that should be the first job to do.
Yeah, so if you have
Fix their
sires,
stock bull.
yeah, if you have sires that are no longer in the herd and you're starting into your registrations now, go into your moved out list and set them as sires.
Okay. Similar enough to that question, the AI code isn't working. Where do I find my AI bulls to edit the code or delete the old bulls that I no longer use?
Okay, so in your smart list as well, you have active AI bulls. So in your active AI bulls, it gives you any of the sires that have been used in your tasks in the last 12 months, as far as I know. But you can refresh that list and clean it up. So currently in this list, there's 68 bulls. But if I refresh the list here, by refreshing the list, it'll move out any bulls that haven't been used in the last 2 years. My apologies. So if I refresh the list here, this bull has gone from, or this list has gone from 68 to 1. So this is a demo herd, so it's kind of a bad example to be using. But that can clean up your active AI bull list. Now, if there is any bulls that you were previously using that you want to use again, in your smart list, you have the legacy AI bulls. So you can see here, here's a full list of any of the legacy AI bulls. But by clicking into their profiles, you can edit the profile and you can set the bull as an active bull as well. So, sorry, my computer's freezing a bit here. But you can see here you have the option similar to your set as stock bull, but you have this is an active AI bull. And when you select that toggle and save it, that bull will go back into your active list. So if it's a case, it's a sire that you used to previously use, but he's not shown in your list at the moment, but you can see him in the herd, in the legacy AI bull list, just edit his profile and set him as active.
Okay, so you might just show everyone the smart list one more time because that's kind of an important place that holds a lot of important information.
In My Herd, so when you press My Herd at the bottom of your screen here, the smart list option is in your right hand corner. So when you press the smart list option, these are pre-populated groups or lists by Herdwatch. So you can create your own smart list on the complete plan as well. But these are pre-populated groups. So everything from breaking down your animal into different age groups to your active AI bulls, animals under 30 months, what animals are born on farm, bought in, breeding females, breaks everything into different categories. So it's a very handy section of the app if you're looking to find animals quickly. But when it comes to say dealing with animals that have left the herd, or animals say that you're looking for the list for breeding, whether it's legacy or active AI bulls, this is where you'll come.
Perfect. Great. Now another popular question, how do I register twins?
So when you're registering twins, you follow the same process as registering a single calf. But when you're registering your second calf, the app will prompt you that this dam has been used, and it'll allow you to press yes. You can just follow through on it. So the app will allow you to follow through with twins. So like you're creating your normal registration calf, male or female. Just fill in your details as normal. But on your second calf, put in the same dam as the first calf, and it'll prompt you then whether the app will say like this dam has been used in a previous registration. So a message will come up, so you can follow through then and you'll be able to register the calves. But just make sure that you have the same dam and sire on both registrations.
So you're just doing the same thing twice, and
Yeah.
obviously there's different tag number for the calf.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the process of registering a dead calf.
So it's the same process here. We just have the option here for stillborn or cause of death. So if the calf is dead at birth, you just select the cause of death and you can put in the date of death here, and then that'll send the registration through to the ministry. You have other options here as well as aborted, euthanized at birth, and died of natural causes. So these are your different options here at the moment. So once you select the dead at birth and you fill in your date of death, send registration through, that's the death notified, or the calf registration process and the death notified.
And then just in terms of you can skip the tag number part for if the calf is dead, can you?
Yeah, so the field isn't required. So sometimes an awful lot of farmers that we've worked with, they have their own kind of tag system in regards to managing dead calves on the farm. But you can skip that process in regards to registering when it comes to dead animals.
Okay, perfect. And then someone just asked to show again how to connect to the EID, the electric tag reader.
Okay. So on your home screen or in any task that you can work an EID reader with, you'll see the Bluetooth icon here. So when you're on your home screen, once you press the Bluetooth icon, now I'm using the laptop here at the moment, so it's not going to show correctly. But when you press that option and you have the Bluetooth turned on your reader and you have the settings allowed on your phone, that'll bring up a screen where it'll allow for the reader and the app to connect. So if you're having any issues or you're having any, if you need any help in regards to connecting the reader, like before, use the help center here in the bottom, pop us a message and one of the guys can give you a quick call and walk you through the steps. So this is another important thing, I suppose, when it comes to calving. If you have questions or if you're getting a message in regards to a registration or you need any help, don't hesitate to use the message center at any stage and pop the guys a message and the team will be able to get back to you. And the other option then as well is, say if it's outside working hours and you're looking for help, we also have the help center. So you can go in here and search for help. And we've all different articles on different different registrations and different scenarios that you can search here in the help center that'll be able to help you.
Perfect. And you mentioned you needed a 6-digit PIN to do things like calf registration and movements. How can people get this 6-digit PIN if they don't have it to hand now?
So essentially, when you initially signed up to Herdwatch, it would have been emailed to you. So you should have it in your emails. If it's a case you don't have your Herdwatch PIN, just pop us a message and we'll send you the PIN. So it's just a security PIN for your own safety when it comes to registering. In the event that say you have multiple people using the app on your farm, the PIN is a security measure that you control what's being sent to the ministry from calf registrations and movements. So if it's a case that you forgot your PIN or you haven't received your PIN, it would have been emailed to you previously, or so when you initially downloaded the app or signed up. But if you need a PIN, just pop us a message through the message or the help center here, and we can send it out to you.
Perfect. This is just your reminder, guys. Even if you have suggestions of things you would like to be in the app, pop it into the Q&A also, because all of these, I'll be taking all of this away. And any questions we don't get to tonight answered, like Dara is flying through them all right and getting a lot of them answered straight back to you. But if there isn't any answered, Chris's team will get on them tomorrow and get in contact with you. But even if you have suggestions of things that could be better in the app, we always take that on board, and we love hearing farmers' feedback. So do pop it in the Q&A as well, and that'll be able to be put forward as a feature request and hopefully brought into the future. Let me just see if there's any more. Okay, someone just asked possibly a common question as well. I'm trying to set it up on my husband's phone and have requested a new password. However, it says the herd number already has an account. Can you help?
Okay, so in some cases, some people they've set up two accounts as such accidentally, when there's one account that's the main account with the details on it. So in the event of that, we have your details here, so I can get the team to reach out to you. But to each one or to everyone's account, there's one main mobile number and one and say with an or main email address and the password. You can log in on multiple devices, but we also have the option that you can create on the complete one. We have the option that we can create additional users for your account, where your access is restricted in regards to communicating with the ministry. But in your case, in regards to logging into your account, we'll just be able to set the password. So Kate, we have the details there, so we can reach out in the morning and get that sorted for you.
Brilliant, yeah. And in terms of, things to be feature requests for us, a lot of things like if there's not remedies in the app, certain things like that, it's a really simple, let us know what's missing from, treatments or medication in the app, and we can get it added in fairly quickly. So make sure you let us know what is missing and we'll be able to put it in there. So then, yeah, she asked again, how do you have multi-users for one account? Which you kind of basically answered.
Yeah, so the multiple users, so it's a separate, we have to create separate accounts and link them to your main holding. So it's in the event that you have, say if you have staff on your farm and you want them to be able to say to create the registrations, but not to send them through to the ministry. So that's something that we can do for you. But look, if you we'll reach out to you from the customer support team, or we can speak to you further on that. But it's very handy, say, if your farm setup is in regards to having staff on the ground on your farm, you can have them set up using the app with their own login details and their own details and access to your profile, and they can create a record, but they can't communicate with the ministry. And in the event that say a staff member leaves your farm and you just want to revoke the access, we can do that as well. There's no problem there. But look, we will reach out to you in regards to the logins first. And look, if anyone has any questions in regards to the additional users, just give the team a shout and we can talk you through the process.
Yeah, and if you didn't get a chance tonight to ask a question, do use that message feature on the bottom right hand of the app, because it gets sent straight to the team, and they work Monday to Friday 9 to 5, so they'll be able to get back to you quick enough. So that is all the popular questions, Chris. Any extra ones that are still coming in, still get your questions in, and they'll be replied to tomorrow by the customer support team. But I might just go back sharing there again, Chris, just to finish off and just show the remainder. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep, you can see there now, Katie.
Perfect. So, like I said, this has brought us to the end of the webinar. If you have any questions or we didn't get to anything that you really wanted to see, do let us know. We're always just at the other end of that message center, or you can give us a phone call. If you're in Northern Ireland, we'll be at the Balmoral Spring Farm Machinery Show, and that is starting tomorrow. So it's tomorrow and Thursday. We have a really good website. It has great articles. If you go into the website, just herdwatch.com, there's resources on the top, and you can go down and look at help articles. You can search, there's video tutorials if you're struggling. So it's really, really helpful tool in getting up to date with everything. Then we also have Ag Ventures and the AgriPod. So our Ag Ventures is when we travel around to different farms and just bring content straight to you. And our AgriPod, which can be found on Spotify and YouTube, as well as all our social medias. So do make sure you're up to date on those. Always make sure you have the latest version of Herdwatch. So make sure the app is refreshed and updated, as sometimes it can cause a little few issues if it's not. There's our number on screen. If you want to take a screenshot of that, do now. So like I said, we have a help center on our website. It has really detailed articles, videos, tutorials on pretty much everything you would need. And like Chris said, on the right hand side there, you can see the chat feature, which are basically text messages straight to customer support. So do avail of that. If there's anything you want in the app, if there's anything missing, if it's an urgent, if something has gone wrong, we're always available to help by phone call, email, and that message feature. So do avail of it, because we're very good to get back to people as fast as we can. Lastly, if you have Herdwatch and you want to save money next year, you can refer a friend. So basically, if you refer another farmer to Herdwatch and they don't have to sign up, all they have to do is create a free account with their valid holding number, herd number. That's all they need to do. Just download the app, create your free account with a valid herd number. You are eligible for €100 off, or sorry, £100 off your renewal next year. So do bear that in mind. How you fill it out, you just go onto our website again, into resources, and you'll see refer a friend. So if you fill out that form, it'll come to me and I'll be able to give you that £100 off your renewal. So it's a great way to save money. So keep it in mind, and you can do it as many times as you want. You can refer as many friends and save as much money. So it is worth thinking about. So that is the end of our presentation. Thanks very much to Chris and Tara for helping me out. And we hope you learned something. We'll take away all your suggestions that are still coming in. Dara has got to majority of the questions, but obviously not all of them, as we have a lot of people watching. But this will be sent out via email to you all. And all the questions we didn't get to, we'll respond. We'll get in contact with you over the next day or two and get back to anything we didn't get to. But until the next one, guys, thanks very much. Best of luck with the calving season ahead, and take care.